Section 54 is the result of a lot of previous sections of the Doctrine and Covenants all coming together. Let me just give you a brief review. Here's the context of 54. We know that we had all these New York saints who in Doctrine and Covenants 37 and 38 had been commanded to gather from the New York area and come gather in Kirtland. A small branch of them, by the way, are going to end up settling roughly right around here. It's not pictured, but in a place called Thompson, Ohio. Why do they go to Thompson, Ohio? Well, because there's a man named Lehman Copley who has a large 759-acre farm that he pledges to give to these New York saints as they come settle, and he pledges to consecrate this farm. Well, these New York saints are led by Newell Knight, who basically is the branch president, and they come roughly in the late spring, early summer of 1831. They begin to settle on Lehman Copley's farm that he has now consecrated to the church where these New York saints can live. Well, you also know that Lehman Copley was a former Shaker. He was involved in Section 49 to take the revelation of D&C 49 over to the Shakers. That revelation was not well received by the Shakers, who kicked Parley P. Pratt and out of there and rejected the revelation given them, and it may have shaken Lehman Copley's faith. All we know is that when he comes back, he goes back on his promise to consecrate his farm. He says, no longer am I going to give this up, and he basically kicks the people who had been living there off of his farm. Note here, these New York saints then had to, quote, had to leave his farm and pay $60 damage for putting up his houses and planting his ground. That's what Joseph Knight said about it. In Joseph's history, as you can see here, quote, the branch of the church in Thompson, on account of Lehman Copley breaking the covenant of consecration and not knowing what to do, sent in their elders, probably Newell Knight, there, the branch president, for me, to inquire of the Lord for them, which I did, and I received the following, which would be Section 54 of the Doctrine and Covenants. A few contextual things as you read Section 54, you will see the Lord, how upset he is. The Lord is going to use language that he uses in the New Testament about offending little ones, offending families, and casting a millstone about that person's neck. Also in there, you're going to notice the Lord's going to tell the branch of the church what to do. And basically what he's going to tell these New York saints who have left this area and now traveled here, well, now they're getting kicked off here, so what is he going to tell them to do? Travel all the way out to Missouri and settle what will become the future land of Zion. They become the core group that settles Independence, Jackson County, Missouri. For their faithfulness and for their diligence in following the prophet, they're rewarded with that blessing and another challenge. As you read Section 54, you'll see the Lord direct them, bless them, and also his harsh words for those who are unwilling to consecrate and unwilling to sacrifice for him.